Take a good look at this photo. It was taken on a regular beach, sometime in the mid-60s. Look closely at the people. Do you notice what's missing? There are no six-pack abs. Nobody looks like a fitness model. But here is the other thing. There is almost no obesity. Everyone looks, well, normal. Here is the mystery. Back then, we didn't have a gym on every corner. We didn't have low-fat yogurts. We cooked with butter, ate red meat, and nobody counted steps on a smartwatch. Yet today, with all our diet sodas and fitness apps, we are heavier than ever. So what happened? Did our genetics change? No, the world changed. Today, let's take a trip back in time to see the 5 simple reasons why staying fit was effortless in the 1960s and how we can get that back. Consider the clothes we wore back then. Men wore structured trousers, women wore fitted dresses. There were no stretchy yoga pants or elastic waistbands to hide a few extra pounds. Your clothes were an honest measuring tape. If your waistband felt tight, you knew immediately to cut back on the potatoes. Today, our clothes grow with us, masking the problem until it's too late. We lost that daily tactile signal from our own bodies. Do you remember dinner time back then? You sat down. You had your meat, your potatoes, maybe some green beans. You ate until you were full, and that was it. But there is a secret hidden in your kitchen cabinet. It's the plate itself. In the 1960s, the average dinner plate was about 9 inches wide. Today, it is 12 inches. That doesn't sound like a big difference, does it? But mathematically, that extra 3 inches means you are serving yourself almost double the food without even realizing it. And it wasn't just at home. Do you remember when a soda was just 7 ounces? It was a treat. Today, if you go to the movies, a small soda is the size of a bucket. We aren't hungrier today. We are just being tricked by the size of the container. Back then, we finished our plate because the plate was actually human-sized. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the food itself. If you look at old cookbooks, they are terrifying by modern standards. Lard, butter, whole milk, eggs fried in bacon grease. Modern nutritionists might be shocked if they saw those recipes. But here is the catch. It was real. The butter came from a cow, not a laboratory. In the 1970s, the food industry made a shift. They told us fat was the enemy, so they took the fat out of the food. But food without fat tastes like cardboard. So what did they replace it with? Sugar, and worse, high fructose corn syrup. When you ate your mother's pot roast in 1965, the fat signaled your brain, okay, I am full now. You stopped eating. Modern processed food is designed to bypass that signal. You can eat an entire bag of low-fat chips and still feel empty. We traded real calories for empty calories, and our waistlines paid the price. Now, I know what you are thinking, but we worked harder back then, and you are right, but it wasn't exercise. Nobody said, I need to do my cardio today. It was just life. Scientists call this NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's a fancy way of saying moving without trying. Think about your evening. You wanted to change the channel? You stood up, walked to the TV, turned the knob, and walked back. You wanted to talk to a neighbor? You walked over. You needed clean clothes. You wrestled them through a wringer washer or hung them on the line. We have engineered movement out of our lives. We have remote controls, robotic vacuums, electric mowers, and delivery apps. In the 60s, you burned about 500 extra calories a day just by existing. Today, you would need to run on a treadmill for an hour to match that. And let's be honest, who wants to run on a treadmill? This active lifestyle started young. If you grew up in the 60s, your parents likely had one simple rule: be home when the streetlights come on. We didn't need organized sports to stay fit. We climbed trees, rode heavy steel bicycles, and played tag until we were breathless. We moved for the sheer joy of it. Today we have replaced the playground with the tablet, and we wonder why metabolism slows down so much earlier in life. Here is a phrase I bet you haven't heard in a long time. You'll spoil your dinner. Do you remember your mom saying that? If you ask for a cookie at 4 p.m., the answer was a hard no. In the 1960s, we had a schedule. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. That was it. Today, we are told to eat 6 small meals a day to keep our metabolism up. We are constantly grazing. We eat in the car. We eat at our desks. We eat while watching TV. When you eat constantly, your insulin levels rarely drop. Your body's always in storage mode. Back then, that long gap between lunch and dinner allowed your body to burn its own fat for fuel. We practiced intermittent fasting before it was a trendy buzzword. We just called it waiting for dinner. Finally, there is one silent factor we forget: rest. The world in the 60s was slower. When the shops closed on Sunday, they were closed. When you left work, nobody could email you. The news was on for 30 minutes at night, not 24 hours a day on your phone. Chronic stress releases cortisol, and cortisol tells your body to store fat right around your belly. We might have better technology today, but our bodies are in a constant state of fight or flight. We are tired, stressed, and sleep-deprived, and a tired body craves sugar for quick energy. It's a vicious cycle. We can't build a time machine. We can't uninvent the internet or the smartphone, but we can learn from the wisdom of that era. We don't need a fancy gym membership to get back to that 1960s healthy. Maybe the secret is simpler. Buy smaller plates. Eat real food, butter and all, but stop when you are full. Move more, just by doing things yourself. And maybe, just maybe, turn off the TV, stop snacking, and wait for a good family dinner. If this brought back some memories for you, I'd love to hear them. What was your favorite meal back in the 60s? Tell me in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy.